Welcome back to Main Street Living, and I have to apologize, Cheryl. Before we went to break, I had this whole little, about Christmas, and you know,
Oh,
yeah, I just feel a certain way about Christmas. I love the time, but I know it's quickly coming upon us.
well, why is that a bad thing?
Well, it's not a bad thing. It's just something that happened to me. I don't want to talk about it anymore,
I,
Cheryl.
I feel like this is almost a therapy session here. You've got some issues surrounding the holidays. We'll have to talk about that another time. For me, though, I love it. I love Christmas. And one of my favorite things to do is find that perfect Christmas tree and then do everything I can to make sure it lasts through the holidays. So, right now, join us as we head out to Shady Pond Christmas Tree Farm in Louisiana.
Shady Pond Tree Farm is actually a childhood dream that began the moment that we arrived at Shady Pond when I was 11 in 1955. And it came into being because we were unable to locate Christmas trees in the local area. So I cut down a 30-foot pine tree and cut the top out of it, and that became our Christmas tree. It was the ugliest tree you ever saw. The process of selecting trees at Shady Pond Tree Farm has become a bit complicated this season because of COVID-19. But under normal circumstances, the rule is to walk out and ride back. You walk out looking for trees. Once you select and cut the tree is loaded on one of the big wagons, and typically the customers will sit on the wagon and ride with their tree back to the checkout area. The time to come to Shady Pond Tree Farm is about 10 days before Thanksgiving. That's when we begin pre-tagging. Pre-tagging is a process where the customers come through, select and pay for their tree, and then come back later and pick it up. We track their trees with serial numbers on the tags. Then on the Friday after Thanksgiving, we begin cutting as you normally would. Once you've selected your tree and gotten it home, the most important thing is to get it in water immediately. It should not be out of water for over about an hour to an hour and a half. If you exceed that time, cut a very thin slice off the trunk of the tree to expose the cambium layer of the tree. The cambium layer is the vascular system of the tree, and it's the point at which it absorbs water. If you ever allow the tree to be without water, where the water level drops below the end of the trunk will seal over with crusty sap. And once that occurs, the tree is dead. We hear customers say that they put additives in the water, like some people put Sprite, other people put Scotch, but it doesn't work. The water that you want is pure water. In truth, I have a concern about water that is intensely chlorinated. I don't think that's good for the trees. You can locate Shady Pond Tree Farm by going to the shadypondtreefarm.net website. Look for the link on the opening page to contact Shady Pond Tree Farm. There you will find telephone numbers, physical addresses, and a map. Many people GPS their trip to Shady Pond Tree Farm. But the caution is, when you get in the vicinity of the farm, there's a large sign at the entrance to the tree farm that tells you you're here. Shady Pond has the honor of having customers from large distances. In the early years, we had one customer who was a truck driver, and he would stop, bring his 18-wheeler, get his tree, tie it behind the cab of the truck where the sleeper is, and drive from here to Virginia. But in more recent times and in more practical terms, Shady Pond's customers come from as far away as Lafayette to the west and as far away as Biloxi to the east.
All right, Quincy, that really has me feeling Christmas now. I always love getting a real tree. How about you, real or fake?
I stick with the fake stuff. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
I don't like the cleanup. It's too much. Then
Quincy.
I got allergies, Cheryl. Come on.
Or allergies is acceptable, but do they ever call you a Grinch? Are you a Grinch?
Not until you call me. Thank you.
We'll have to talk about that in another episode as we get closer to Christmas. But coming up next on Main Street Living, changing lives one suitcase at a time. Stay with us.